Hello everybody and welcome to this thrilling edition of Round 6, and we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually out in Greenbelt, Maryland. We're here to celebrate DC boxing at the DC Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony. So we have an opportunity to talk to a former world champion, a former reality star, and a former panelist on Round 6. Check it out.
DC Boxing Hall of Fame. Tonight is really special. I was born and raised here. Being here all my life. I'm 55 now. So being here and being able to actually still be walking on top of the dirt. To still get my flowers now, and that's a great thing.
My gosh, I think about 30 years ago, sitting there watching Sharmba, different guys. I'm reading the list of inductees and past inductees, and what an achievement. I'm very, very humbled by it.
This was something I really wasn't expecting, because when I was covering boxing, I made sure it wasn't about me. I wanted to develop a platform that would have these young kids get noticed. And at the time I started covering fights, we were in a great situation. A lot of great amateur fighters turning pro. A lot of these young kids excelling as amateurs, winning Golden Glove national championships. But the thing is, the notoriety of this area wasn't as big as the kids were. So my goal was to build a platform. And I wanted a platform to grow so much that I wanted these kids to be elevated in their careers.
Because all I knew about reality shows was like Survivor and things like that. Like, boxing, what are you gonna do? So I wasn't keen on the idea in the beginning, but I went out there and they explained everything to me and it sounded really good. We were all sequestered and I hadn't met him. I didn't know I was gonna meet him, and I was just waiting because we had to wait hours at a time to go try out and things like that. Knock on the door, it's Stallone. Jesus Christ, this guy. I watched Rocky my whole life. Now Rocky's standing in front of me. And he was great.
Oh man, it's crazy because I was a UPS driver. And it's crazy how I started the photography side, because that side started when my brother-in-law came from California to visit. He came with this camera. I got interested in the camera he had. So when he left, I went and bought me a camera. When I became a UPS driver, my route, I started noticing it was boxing gyms on my route. And some of the names that I saw on my route, when I started covering fights, I saw Bernard Boogaloo Roach, the late Bernard Boogaloo Roach, who passed away. I saw his gym, it was on my route. Andrew Council had a gym a little bit further down the road on my route. The Fox brothers, Troy Fox. When Lange was a size that we can recognize him as a little kid, he wasn't 6'5". I saw when Lange was a little kid, his father had a barbershop, and the barbershop had a bay door on the side. And when he pulled that bay door open, it was a boxing ring in there. That's where he was training Lange. Yeah, so that's when it came, man. And then when I started covering fights, I got injured at UPS, so I started really focusing on covering fights, and that's what I did.
Being from here, it's not easy to stay the course. Staying the course is probably the main thing, and I'll say to all the young people out there, staying the course is pretty much, doing right from wrong. I think that boxing is one of those sports that discipline is a major cost, right? For me, and this is truly for me, I always wanted something I wanted to always do something that would, if I'm out here in the street and I get ran over by a car, or if I get hit by a car and I can't box anymore, guess what? I always have something to fall back on. So that's what drove me to going to school, going to college, getting some college career. So I know it's easy to get into boxing, but it's harder to get up to those ranks to what I've done, like 2-time champion, 3-division champion, and things of that nature. So
the Contender put me in 5 million homes, So when I came back from there, we had to get a bigger boat. We had to get a bigger place because we didn't have enough space. So I went to the Patriot Center. I think something like 15, 16 fights over 5-6 year period, and it was a great situation.
We saw these guys growing. I saw the Javante when he was an amateur before he had the tattoos and all that. I saw Javante. I saw Jarrett Hurd. I did his first interview before he had all the tattoos and all that. So I seen these guys, and Gary Russell and all those guys going to become world champions. That's the most satisfying part for me, because that seemed like that made me know that what I was doing worked. It worked. I miss the old times when those guys first started. That's what I missed about it, because the business of the sport has changed the sport so much that I miss when the guys that were working hard to get themselves on the top 15 list so they can be in the running to fight a world champion, all that disappeared. And that's what I miss about it, because the best don't really fight the best anymore.
So it's not a lot of people that really makes me turn on the TV, but I think it's so watered down now that it don't make any sense, and we need to kind of bring it back. It's almost like we, as the older folks, almost have to come back and fight, or make a do a one of those exhibitions for people to tune in, because we used to box, and we used to the game was there, So absolutely. And would I do it? No.